the way he's now using all of the big finance YouTubers' names in his titles and thumbnails, and their images in his titles and thumbnails, he's kind of becoming the sort of clickbaity, scammy kind of account that he's speaking out against. Hey Business Warriors, welcome to the show. And I want to do a little bit of a sit-down discussion video on all the kind of drama and exposed videos that have been going on in the YouTube finance niche recently. Now, I used to think that the YouTube finance niche was sort of a pure land of YouTube where there weren't really beefs and dramas and exposed kind of things going on between people, right? I mean, I remember a few years ago, I had a little bit of a falling out with the channel Ask Sebi, and yeah, we uploaded a couple of videos, and in the end, we sort of made up, but the whole thing just felt wrong, like the wrong thing to do. And I remember one person even commented, that was the most polite YouTube beef I have ever heard, okay? It was in the early days when we weren't very experienced in YouTube, but recently there have been a lot of videos popping up in my feed by several channels exposing some of the big names in YouTube finance, especially Meet Kevin. And you know, Kevin, if you're out there, I love your channel, by the way. But anyway, I wasn't initially going to talk about this, but so many people have talked about it. I'm not really adding anything. I'm not really exposing it any more than it's already been exposed. I found he was a good guy. I want to talk about that before I go into actually my opinion on the whole like Meet Kevin exposed. My impression of him has always been pretty good. I saw him in person in New York. I went to actually one of his courses, his real estate courses. And I want to share this story because it's kind of cool. The first thing he put up on the PowerPoint presentation was a picture of his family. And he said, look guys, I'm going to teach you about making money, about real estate, all this stuff, but you got to remember, it all boils down to this. This is why you are doing it, all right? And I felt that that was great. That was really down to earth. And he had a lot of respect to him for him after that. And I know he went a little crazy with some things, like his attacks on Grant Cardone and Dave Ramsey. I think he actually got sued by Dave Ramsey. He went a little over the top with certain things. And I think that's just the kind of guy he is, to be honest, all right? So anyway, with Meet Kevin, he was, you know, I think everyone knows he was arrested and he's facing a DUI, right? He has to go to court. He's accused of a DUI, drink driving, basically. Scott Schaffer, who's got a great channel. I've followed him for a long time. And I want to say something good about every person I mention in this video, right? Because this isn't to attack people. This is just to really just thinking aloud, you know? So Scott Schaffer, great channel. I was following him back when he was Crypto Jedi doing crypto stuff. And now he's doing these kind of like exposed videos, which although I don't really agree with, I wouldn't want to do this myself. I do find them quite interesting. Anyway, it was him who managed to get the DUI footage from the police department in Florida and put it on YouTube. And Kevin, I would say, kind of screwed up, and he carried out a copyright strike because his argument that he was starring in a movie, like he was the star actor in his DUI footage, which doesn't make sense because the footage is public domain because it's shot by the police department, right? It's perfectly legit for that to be put on YouTube by someone else. So he kind of screwed up there and really looked bad, right? Trying to take that video down. But, you know, Scott Schaffer's been going around exposing all these people, including Meet Kevin. And if I was Kevin, I would have just said, look, guys, I got a DUI. I think I was under the limit, but the test, I don't think it's accurate. So I decided not to take it, all right? Because I didn't want to be, you know, I decided to take my chance with that. And, you know, there's a big difference between someone who gets a DUI because they're only a tiny bit over the limit, they thought they were okay and they were being responsible, and someone who gets a DUI who's way over the limit. All right, so you never know. Maybe Kevin didn't take the test because he knew he was way over the limit. He didn't want that on his reputation, but maybe he also took the test. He also didn't take the test because he, you know, just thought he might just be over because it wasn't accurate. Okay, there's a big difference between, you know, slightly over the limit DUI and Paul Pelosi, you actually crash the car and injure someone and you're so drunk you can't even walk DUI. Okay, a little bit of a difference there. So, you know, not having the information on how drunk he was, it's kind of like innocent until proven guilty, right? We got to sort of give him the benefit of the doubt, I would say. That's it in my mind. But anyway, Scott Schaffer's been exposing all these people. He exposed this other guy called Tom Nash recently. And then he just today uploaded a video saying that he is now being exposed and doxxed by other people, including this other channel, Echoes from Above, which Echoes from Above, I don't know, he seems to be Kevin's friend. I mean, he seems like a nice guy. Remember, I'm going to say something nice about every single person in this video. So Echoes, if you're watching this, wonderful channel, like you know, you have a nice way to present videos and stuff, pretty cool. But Scott Schaffer fakes a mugshot of himself, sends it to Echoes from Above saying, I've got dirt on Scott Schaffer. And Echoes from Above then, you know, starts talking about it on live stream or something like that, you know. And Echoes from Above and this other group of people have got, you know, Scott Schaffer's eBay account. He's apparently lost business because they've exposed it. They've exposed his brother's Reddit account, maybe his parents' address, I think he said. But, you know, Scott Schaffer's now kind of complaining about this. But, you know, they did it in response to him exposing, well, all the stuff he exposed about Kevin, and then exposing this other guy, Tom Nash, who tries to say that he lives in Michigan, or give the impression he lives in, I think it's Michigan, but he actually lives in the country of Georgia, which is overseas, and perhaps for branding, he doesn't want to seem like he's overseas. And I guess I gotta say to Scott, like, it kind of goes with the territory, you know? Like, how do you judge, right? I expose this much about someone, this next person exposed this much about me, oh, that's wrong, you know? That now crosses a line. In my opinion, I think it's all kind of a little bit wrong. Like, I wouldn't dig this far into people, to be honest, all right? Although, to be honest, I've been watching a lot of Scott Schaffer's videos, so it does make for great entertainment, and they are well done. But personally, I would not go this far into it, okay? But I guess, you know, Scott Schaffer's trying to do the kind of CoffeeZilla kind of approach, doing that. I guess maybe it could work with him. Maybe he'll blow up, get to 1 million subscribers or something. And then there's this other guy. The last guy I want to talk about is this Chris Nolan guy. And this is kind of funny, all right? So stick around for this. He's the one who's kind of accusing everyone of being a scam, right? So you got Scott Schaffer, who exposed Kevin's DUI and all these other things. But Chris Nolan just says that everyone in the YouTube finance space is a scam, right? He hasn't talked about me yet. Maybe I'm probably too small, to be honest. Me, Ask Zabby, we kind of seem to be under the radar. No one ever talks about us. We're small enough that, and I guess you could say reputable enough that no one really has an issue with us. But anyway, he has uploaded numerous videos with Meet Kevin, Graham Stephan in the thumbnails and in the titles, basically accusing them of being a scam. And I think it's kind of like crying wolf, you know, like how many times do you have to say it when it's not a scam? And then when there's someone who's really a scam, no one believes you, right? Because I don't think that Meet Kevin is a scam. I don't think Graham Stephan is a scam. Like I actually bought Meet Kevin's real estate course, right? And it was good value. It was like $300. I got it $100 off. I think it was Independence Day sale. And it's got like 100 videos. Like I learned a decent amount from it. And he updates it. He actually adds videos to it. So to be honest, I think it's reasonable value. It's not a scam. People themselves can decide whether they think the course is good and make their decision themselves. Just my feeling is don't sell it for too much. You know, don't make it like a $5,000 course. That's ridiculous. But if you're selling it for a few $100 and someone looks into it and thinks it's right for them, then, you know, I don't think that that is a scam. All right. And the funny thing is with this Chris Nolan guy is, and you know, Chris, I mean, if you're watching this, like, great channel, man. Like, I got to say something nice about every single person, right? So, like, his videos are thought out. You know, he speaks in a presentable way. He's reasonably good, and I do sometimes watch his videos because they pop up in my feed, and I'm like, oh, what's he going to talk about, right? So, it's mild entertainment, but not everything is a scam, dude. And I kind of think that the way he's now using all of the big finance YouTubers' names in his titles and thumbnails, and their images in his titles and thumbnails, he's kind of becoming the sort of clickbaity, scammy kind of account that he's speaking out against. You know what I mean? Like, if you do it a couple of times, sure, it's okay. But maybe he discovered he's getting views doing it, so he's just keeping doing it, you know? And I think it's kind of a little bit ridiculous. And another really ridiculous thing he discovered is that he came out with a video like, oh, you know, all of the finance YouTubers exposed. He discovered that we're all signed to the same agency, right? And I'm in this agency too. And they're basically, it's like, you know, a talent agency. Like they find ads to put in videos. Like when people say, oh, you know, get your free stocks with Webull. And talking of Webull, if you do want 6 free stocks, I mean, oh no, 12 free stocks, I'll put a link to Webull below. So you're guaranteed at least 6 free stocks, and luck of the draw, you could get up to 12 free stocks. Absolute minimum value, I think, is $34, and you may get way more than that. if you open a brokerage account and deposit any amount of money with Webull. So link is below if you're interested in that, guys. But anyway, and that wasn't from this agency, that's just my own partnership with them. But yeah, basically when people do that and they say there's a link, check it out, that's what this agency does. They give, you know, they link up brands with YouTubers, and they are specific to the finance space, all right? And this Chris guy discovered that, wow, you know, Graham, Kevin, Andre Jick, Nate O'Brien, like a few other, actually didn't mention Nate O'Brien. He's another one who kind of goes under the radar, but he discovered that everyone's signed to this agency, right? But yeah, he's like, oh my goodness, they're all signed to the same agency. It must be a scam. This is why all their videos are the same. And this agency doesn't have editors or anything. They don't help us edit our videos. It's just like, hey, do you want to do a brand deal? You know, you can put this brand in your video and we'll pay you some money for it. You know, it's that kind of thing. And I think that this Chris guy, like, no offense to him, but I think he's a professor or something. And often, like, people in academia, they're kind of a little bit disconnected from how business actually works. I remember him saying that he thought that someone's video was a scam. I think it was Meet Kevin, actually, because they were promoting Moomoo, which is a brokerage app, right? And I've worked with them in the past before as well. And his reason for saying that it was a scam was just because he personally didn't like Moomoo that much. He was like, yeah, I don't think it's that good, therefore it's a scam. There's a real big difference in saying that, where you just happen to not like some brokerage account that is, you know, SIPC insured, it's regulated and stuff, they got all the certifications here in the US, and saying that it's a scam. There's a big difference, right, between actually just not liking it and saying it's actually a scam. And Chris Nolan actually promotes some other brokerage account himself. There's a link at the bottom of his videos in the description. So it's like, why is Moomoo a scam, but the one you're promoting is not, right? So where do you draw the line with all this? And I think we're in a kind of dangerous territory now. I'll end this video. I promise I will end this video very soon. But I think we're in a dangerous territory right now where all these people are calling each other out for being scammers, right? I mean, soon people are going to say it to me as well, like, you're scamming people because you're promoting a credit card or something like that. You're promoting debt, you know, getting people into debt. Whereas on our show, we're always very careful about telling people, like, don't get into debt, use these cards to earn points and miles, get free travel. But we're in a kind of dangerous territory where all these people are accusing each other of being scammers, but then ultimately all these people are in the finance niche as well. So they need to make money. And these channels get bigger, like Chris Nolan, Scott Schaffer, Echoes from Above. They're going to have to start doing what the people who are there calling out for being scammers are doing, right? Because they're going to get to a stage where they quit their regular job. Some of them might, right? Get to a stage where they quit their regular job to do YouTube full time, and then they're earning enough money, but not quite, right? So they need to get that next level. So that's when they do start doing a course, right? A Patreon, YouTube membership, members only live stream, all that kind of stuff that they're accusing other people of being a scammer for, right? Or they may even sign to a creative agency like the one that me and all these other people are signed to, and work with them and do exactly the same thing. And it's funny because Chris Nolan is accusing Meet Kevin of doing the same thing that he criticized Grant Cardone and Dave Ramsey for, right? Or Grant Cardone in particular, doing a Series A funding to start a real estate fund, right? And Kevin criticized Grant Cardone for it, but now Kevin is doing it himself. Well, I want to see the day when Chris Nolan is now doing a course or something that he criticized Kevin for, and now he's doing. I'm sure it's going to happen eventually if he does stick around on YouTube long enough. So anyway, those are my thoughts on this whole thing. I think the whole thing is getting kind of ridiculous. It does make up good entertainment, guys, so I'm kind of in two minds about whether it's, you know, good or bad or not. But leave your thoughts about it below. What do you think about all these videos? Scott Schaffer, Echoes from Above, Chris Nolan, all kind of exposing each other and stuff. I think it's hilarious, and no hate on these guys. Like, you know, I watch all of their channels like a little bit, so, you know, nothing against them, but leave your comments below. And as for this channel, guys, what do you think I should do with this channel? You can leave your comments below on that as well. I've got this channel, it's got 13,000 subscribers. I'm not really sure what to do with it. Maybe I'll turn it into kind of like a reaction channel or something. Who knows? Let me know what you think. Also, if you want 12 free stocks from Webull, link for that is below as well. And if you don't personally like it, that doesn't mean it's a scam, all right? It's SIPC insured, it's legit. Okay, please subscribe if you're new. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.